Greetings fellow tank commanders. In this video I'm going to be showing you a game that I played with the Honor T-28E with F30. This is a tier 4 Soviet premium medium tank with regular matchmaking. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on Liberty Falls with tier 4 as the top tier and no artillery. I've been having a great time with this tank so far, and I've already given this new friend in my garage the nickname Buddy, and by the end of this game I think you'll understand why. I currently have this tank equipped with a tank gun rammer, an enhanced gun laying drive, and improved ventilation. Now no matter what tier you're playing, the game style of this tank doesn't change. It's a really soft target and most enemies won't have any trouble penetrating you, so you're going to want to play it a little more passively like a tank destroyer. This tank has pretty sluggish mobility compared to other medium tanks, and so I've pretty much decided not to play it as a medium tank, and that's why I don't have coated optics as one of my equipment choices. This tank's performance is entirely based around its gun. It's got a hard-hitting 85mm cannon, which is pretty big at tier 4. The penetration on the AP and APCR shells are quite good, and so far the only thing that I've had a lot of trouble penetrating is the OI tanks from the front. The big downside is its aim time and accuracy. Both of these are quite poor and can be frustrating in certain situations. But overall I've found that the penetration easily makes up for this, because on most tanks you don't have to target weak spots. I'm having a bit of a hard time hitting this tier 3 tank here, but I'm going to try and guess shot him. The reload time on this cannon is pretty good. It's about 5 seconds with the equipment loadout that I've chosen, and so it's enough to keep that tank permanently tracked while I shoot him. Now you see at this range it's a lot of just luck from the RNG, but at low tiers it's not uncommon to find quite a few enemies just sitting out in the open, so I've been getting some great opportunities for long distance shots. This gun is just awesome when it hits its target. Look at this unsuspecting tank destroyer for example. Boom! He's gone! That's a full health tier 3 tank destroyer that I was able to one-shot. And I'm able to do that with just an armor-piercing round in. I don't even have to load high explosive. High explosive shells are definitely a viable option for this tank. I've tried them out over a few games, but so far I've been enjoying the reliability of the regular AP and the APCR rounds a lot more. We're approaching the 3-minute mark to the game and I've already managed to destroy 4 enemies. I was trying to get a shot on that tank destroyer but fell down the hill like a noob, because this area down here is much too exposed for my liking with this tank. It doesn't have armor and it doesn't have speed, so any tank that gets the opportunity to shoot you is going to do a lot of damage. Now for players who are used to using the large and unwieldy guns, which most of the Soviet tanks have, you're going to feel right at home in this tank. But if you're a relatively new player, you'll probably find this tank a little bit frustrating. Success with this tank mostly relies on map positioning, which just comes with experience in the game. Despite having already destroyed 5 enemies, it's still a very close game, but ammo racking this A20 certainly helps even it out. Almost managed to get that tank destroyer, but unfortunately I took a bad hit for that, and that's the first damage I've taken all game. This situation is still far from ideal for this tank, because it plays a very supportive role, and I'm not that close to any of my teammates to cower behind them. I've got to do quite a lot of driving over the next little bit, so I've sped up this game clip a lot. That way we can get back to the action. I was originally planning on going and trying to capture the enemy's base, but since it's only a tier 4 game, I wanted to have as much fun as possible, even though there's a pretty big risk that I could lose the game because of it. In most scenarios I would have just gone for the win, but with a tier 4 premium tank that's as beastly as this, I just couldn't resist the opportunity. I got back to defend my base just in time from the 2 enemies capturing it. I was cutting it a little close with only 5 seconds remaining. And look at that, that's my second ammo rack of the game. But victory is not assured yet because there's still a Matilda left alive. I last saw him when I was traveling across the bridge. He was underneath me. So I decided to try to get an angle off to the side of where he last was, since I don't really want to be fighting a Matilda from the front, even with a gun as reliable as this. My tank does not have good gun depression at all to be fighting there, and I was pretty sure that the Matilda could outshoot me if I went over the hill, so I've decided to try and reposition somewhere where I can control the rate of fire. It looks as if the Matilda was expecting me to be in a completely different location. He's got his back turned to me, and I really couldn't ask for an easier target. And that's Buddy's 10th kill of the game. That was a close one. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how I did. For this game, I managed to earn 53,000 silver without any multipliers. I also earned 3,509 experience without any multipliers. In this game, I dealt 1,742 damage, assisted with 6 damage, and destroyed 10 enemies while blocking 88 damage. This earned me High Caliber, Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, Defender, Top Gun, and Devastator. Unfortunately, I didn't earn a Pools medal for this game because I'm only using a Tier 4 tank. But destroying 2/3 of the enemy team is still awesome even without the award. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 1,559. I managed to hit 21 of my 33 shots and penetrate 16 of those. I'm pretty satisfied with those numbers considering the type of gun that I'm using and the distance that I was fighting at for a lot of the game. In terms of crew and module damage, I injured the radio operator in the T-15, destroyed the engine in the Matilda, destroyed the ammunition in the A-20, destroyed the engine in the Vanquisher, and destroyed the engine and ammo rack on the Panzer IIIJ. Wow, that's some impressive carnage from a Tier 4 tank. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing that game with Buddy, the friendly Honor T-28E with F30 Soviet Premium tank. There are quite a few bundles to get this tank throughout June 2017, so have a look at all the packages on the World of Tanks console site and see which one's right for you. Just remember when you're using this tank not to expect it to go in and be able to brawl with other tanks. If you have patience and use good map positioning, and overall just providing good support for your teammates, then you have a lot of potential with this tank. Buddy and I will be back for more games in the future. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.